Welcome to Victory Achieved Gaming. This is Owen, also known as the Immortalium.
And I'm Caitlin.
There we go. There's the waving of the arm.
Yes,
I missed that last
I
episode.
remember this time.
And we are back for another Steam review guessing. We are still, as you say, in search of that elusive 10 out of 10.
You failed last time by getting the first one wrong.
Oh yeah, that was disappointing, the very first one.
Yeah, and then you ended up getting another two wrong after that.
Yeah, so I got a 7 out of 10 last time. But you know what? I'll take it. We'll see if this gets a little easier, but I'm not sure based on the first review here. But let's get started anyway.
Okay, so this is a recommended review from July 2022. It's from Nugan. Never mind.
Nguyen Toad. Nguyen is a.
I don't think that's really Toad. Like Toad has an A in it, doesn't it? T-O-A-D?
Well, yeah, not Toad as in like the correct spelling of Toad, but I pronounce that like Toad.
Yeah.
So Nguyen, I know, is a Vietnamese name.
Okay.
So, but anyway, go on.
So they recommend it. They have 30 hours on record, and it's a short review. It says, "I know I'm not the only one who spent 2 hours fighting Ugdo Bogdo on early game."
Now, Ogdo Bogdo. Here's the thing. When I first looked at this review, my first thought was Monster Hunter.
Okay.
But 2 hours, I don't think is right for that, because you're actually on a time limit in Monster Hunter. Like you have 50 minutes to do each mission.
Mm-hmm.
Now, maybe he's saying that he did it 2.5 times or something, but I don't think so. Now, plus he separated the name. He split the name Ogdo Bogdo, which I think if it was a creature, it would just be one Ogdo Bogdo, you know?
Yeah, true.
Now, I'm trying to remember boss names from a game called Thymesia, because there was something similar to that in Thymesia. But was it that, or is this Monster Hunter? Shoot. Ogdo Bogdo. Ogdo Bogdo. In 2 hours fighting in the early game. I think if you're gonna get stuck on someone in Thymesia, I think it's not gonna be Ogdo Bogdo if I'm remembering that name correctly. I might not be. So actually it's gotta be a Monster Hunter. And he must mean multiple sessions. Or he could just be exaggerating. I spent 2 hours at that, even though you have a 50-minute time limit.
Yeah.
So in that case, based on the fact that it's only 30.3 hours, my guess would be Monster Hunter Rise. Now, if this is Thymesia.
Is that Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order?
Oh my god, I actually know who they're talking about now.
You're completely wrong. And once again, he's got the first one wrong.
Oh boy. Yeah, I know that goddamn boss now, Ogdo Bogdo. I spent a while fighting him as well. I don't think it was 2 hours, but I was determined on max difficulty before getting like any upgrades to defeat this one particularly tough guy. Okay, well.
And, okay, no 10 out of 10.
Not the best start, but you know what? Let's keep going.
Let's get no 10 out of 10 today. So we're still chasing that, I'm afraid. Okay. So this one is from 2013, so pretty old review. It's from Arctel. They have 703 hours in record. Mm-hmm. Great BioWare game. BioWare, game. Strong storyline and love the pause combat mode. Plenty of content that kept you playing for hours. Clearly.
I was about to say clearly. Based on that 703.3 hours.
It's a pretty old game if it's from 2013.
Now, here's the thing. BioWare, I don't know if you know the company BioWare. So they are an RPG developer, very well respected, have run into trouble recently with some of their more recent titles, but they've made a lot of classic games.
Would I know any of them?
They made the second Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic.
Okay.
They made Neverwinter Nights 2.
Don't know.
Oh, sorry. No, I'm thinking of Obsidian. I'm an idiot. Scratch that, folks. I'm thinking of Obsidian Entertainment. Never mix up BioWare and Obsidian Entertainment, despite the fact that Obsidian Entertainment did 2 sequels to BioWare games. Sorry. Getting confused. No. So the first 2 Baldur's Gate games they did the first Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. They did Neverwinter Nights. They did Jade Empire, Mass Effect, Dragon Age, Anthem. I know a lot of people cringe when hearing Anthem because Anthem is a rubbish game. That kind of stuff. I'm sure I've missed out something in there, but that's the kind of stuff they do. And they've got a very long, respected line of games. But if I recall correctly, there's only one of their games on this list.
What one's that?
Dragon Age Origins. And it does have pause combat, so...
Dragon Age Origins. Origins. I said
Origins. What? No, it's fine. Okay, so that was easy only in the sense that it was process of elimination. I think if there was a lot of BioWare games there, I think it could have actually been quite tricky. But anyway, let's get going.
Okay, this is recommended. It is from Cute Cappuccino.
Yeah, Cute Cappuccino, yeah.
Okay, so it's from April 2022. Dark Souls, but you want 85 kg of armor.
You wear
you
85 kilograms of armor.
And cameraman is drunk and dizzy.
Okay. So first off, wearing 85 kilograms of armor, I presume, because in Dark Souls, I suspect what you're actually wearing even heavier armor than that.
I'm assuming so.
But I think what they mean is that you're quite heavy and sluggish. And they say that the cameraman is drunk and dizzy. So if they're saying the camera is not good, is basically what they're saying there.
And they already have 13 hours on record, so pretty short.
Now, Mortal Shell is an option, because Mortal Shell, you wear a lot of heavy equipment. I think it might be a bit unfair to say that the cameraman is drunk and dizzy in that, but, you know, I can kind of see it. Same thing with The Surge, you see. The Surge is a sci-fi game, and you have, like, metal, like, implant stuff on you, which obviously would weigh quite a bit. So, the cameraman being drunk and dizzy? I do remember there was a few dizzy-ish kind of moments in Mortal Shell. Oh man. I guess between them, I'd have to go with Mortal Shell. Although I could very easily see...
Is that your final answer?
Let's go with it.
Mortal Shell. It is Lords of the Fallen 2014.
Why did I forget about Lords of the Fallen? And yes, the cameraman is drunk and dizzy because it's constantly shaking. Like every time you do like a riposte, a roll, or basically anything in the game, like the camera shakes a little bit. Jesus, how did I not get that? Crap, I forgot that game even existed.
There's a lot of games on the list, in fairness, and then you play a lot of games.
Yeah, crap. Okay.
This person's name is just letters, so yeah, no.
Never, Nervin.
Yeah, no.
Sir.
Oh, and those are just letters.
I thought the first one could be like never, like a shortened never, but I don't think so. Go.
Okay, so they recommend it. They have 75 hours on record. They wrote this review back in October of last year.
They also had played it at 24 hours at the time of
Oh, yeah, thank you. I just betrayed my own cult to join a cult of betrayers, only to betray them too, so I could rejoin the cult that I betrayed. Now I'm saltless and broke. 10 out of 10.
Now that does sound quite amusing. The saltless part.
And broke.
Yes. What I'm thinking, I mean, it would make sense, wouldn't it? There's a game called Salt and Sanctuary.
Think is that?
Because I think, you know, like how in Dark Souls,
Is there a cult in that?
there's like covens or like groups you can join.
Okay.
So it could be that. Now, I feel like salt, there might be another game that uses salt as a currency, but I just can't remember it. So I'm going to go with Salt and Sanctuary.
It is Salt and Sanctuary.
Oh, thank goodness.
Okay. So 2 right, 2 wrong.
Way to rub it in. Ah, no, you're just saying it out.
Alright, okay. So this one is recommended. It is from Suspender. They have 0.5 hours on record. They wrote this review February of last year. A fascinating piece of video game history and technology. It's technically not the first instance of survival horror, but it did set down the blueprints of unlocking the game's potential.
The genre's potential.
The genre, sorry.
And that's from Suspender. I think I know what this is.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I'm wrong, but I think if they're saying a fascinating piece of video game history and technology, because technologically it was quite fascinating for the time, and not technically the first instance of survival horror, but laying down the blueprints, would make me think the very first Alone in the Dark.
So, Alone in the Dark.
I don't know what else, unless it's like this is a demented review of Resident Evil. It's gotta be Alone in the Dark, right?
Alone in the Dark.
And it's the first one, right? There's no, like, it isn't Alone in the Dark 3 or something.
It says Alone in the Dark.
Just checking.
Okay, do you want, if it said 3, that's so vague, you have to give them the point.
But it says, I think the way they described it, they were really talking about the first game in the series, so.
Okay, the next one is from Dankbop.
Tank Pop.
Yep, they recommend it. They have 1.8 hours on record. They wrote this back in January of 2021. This game is very fun, except when you die 500 times on a single jump in the hospital levels. Oh, no, there's no hospital, is there?
In what?
The one I played, the platform I played, no.
Mighty Gunvolt.
Yeah, there's no hospital.
No.
Yeah, and obviously you wouldn't die 500 times.
So,
I don't even know what my counter is there.
the only thing that this really gives me, well, there's a couple of things I guess this gives me. One is that you die a lot.
And it's definitely not Ori because there's no hospital.
Yeah, that'd be a very different type of worry. That jumping's involved, which makes me think it's a platformer.
Platformer. I was thinking platformer too.
And that there's hospital levels. Now, if I recall correctly, there's not that many platformers with hospital levels. If I recall correctly, I think Super Meat Boy had hospital levels. That might have been the second set of levels. That was like syringes and stuff, like that you had to like dodge and all sorts of things.
Are you going Super
I don't know
Meat Boy?
what else it could be. And you die a lot in Super Meat Boy.
You do, isn't it?
So-
Look, Super Meat Boy.
So it's got to be Super Meat Boy.
Super Meat Boy.
Hey, good. I remember that. I'm trying to remember. The first levels are like kind of open plains and stuff.
Okay.
But then,
Yeah, go on. Do you want me to go back up? I thought you cut this, so.
sorry, I got surprised at saying something but the next review, you see. So hang on, you need to read the next review. Let's head down to
Oh, okay. So this one is recommended as 31 hours, no, 3.1 hours on record. It's from Quackos. Still one of my favorite games. Just wish there was a way to use 2D
Sprites.
Not a big fan of the 3D.
Okay, so this gives me a couple of things already. Because you might think to yourself, there's not much
and
here.
this is also from 2016.
Oh, thank you. Old enough. Actually, that tells me quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, from November. Yeah.
So, this game is... Well, first off, the first statement, still one of my favorite games. Doesn't mean anything. There's nothing that tells me what the game this is based on that.
Well, if I said still one of my favorite games, you'd probably say Persona to me, won't you?
Well, yeah, but I don't know this guy.
Maybe you do.
Maybe I do, but I don't recall exactly. So, but the thing that gives me a hint here is that wish there was a way to use 2D sprites, not a big fan of the 3D. Now, I am thinking this means that it's a 3D remake of a 2D game. And the only one that crosses my mind immediately that's on the list is Final Fantasy IV, the 3D remake specifically.
Okay. And
So it's gotta be that, right?
Final Fantasy, yeah, 3D remake.
Yeah, because I was like, what else could it be on the list? Had to be Final Fantasy IV.
Okay. Next one.
By the way, I'm gonna... Sorry. I'm gonna recommend folks go out and play Final Fantasy IV. Maybe not the 3D version, but that's the version we'll play because that's the tougher version.
Okay.
But whenever we get to it, but go on anyway.
Okay, this is recommended. It is from 2016 as well. November again. Actually only a few days before that one. It's 10.8 hours and it's from Ian I don't know.
Ian Pissed.
Yeah, must have for fans of platforming games. If you like this game, don't forget to try Pirate's Curse.
Now, Pirate's Curse is the name of a game in this series. So, I think... Okay, I'm gonna do this because I think at this point...
Is it Chantilly's? Must
It's
Shantae. Shantae, that one.
I think so, yeah. Because one of the games is Shantae and the Pirate's Curse.
Yeah, because like I just thinking of Pirates, for some reason the Pirates thought Shantae. I don't know why. Like I even guessed that, but I can't tell you which one it is, honestly.
Well, my thing, based on the time, like what I mean is it came out in 2016, as well as the fact that they're saying don't forget to get and try. Technically, you could play a later game and recommend people go back and get the previous one, but I'm assuming in this case they're saying you play this game, get the sequel, like the one that follows up. In which case, like I think I'm guaranteed half a point here at least.
Half a point if it's any Shantae game, yeah.
Yeah, if it's any Shantae game. And the fact that it's from 2016, I think if it's not Pirate's Curse, it's got to be Risky's Revenge.
And it is Risky's Revenge, the exact one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, even I kind of guessed it was a Shantae game, I just couldn't.
You didn't know which one
I just didn't know which one.
Yeah, so there's Shantae, Risky's Revenge, and a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, this is recommended. It's from...
Oh, God, yeah.
For Coco from 2019.
This really speaks to me.
November 2019. They recommended 27.8 hours. Good game, but hated game-breaking bug at Wendigo stage. Recommended if you are not annoyed by the need to download the save game from the internet to progress further. What?
So I'll explain this because this probably has.
It makes no sense to me.
Yeah. So this actually happened to me when I played this game. So this really speaks to me. So basically, in this game, it's a bit of a glitchy game. It's still a masterpiece as far as like the comedy and the art style and the concepts it's dealing with and everything. Like I think it's brilliant. But the technical issues are there, and the most critical one is the game-breaking bug where you need to learn what a Wendigo's weakness is, but you can't talk to the shaman because for some reason you've forgotten that you know what a Wendigo is. And the reason that happens, I learned, is because for some reason it doesn't save that you've talked to the guy who tells you about the Wendigo. And so what you have to do is they have a website where they have save games, and you can download that, talk to the person about the Wendigo in that save game, and then go back to your old save, and all of a sudden your character will know I should ask him about the Wendigo. So that's what ends up happening.
It's fucking weird.
It's annoying.
That makes no sense.
It's very annoying, but the rest of the game is so good that I forgive it of that.
Okay.
And that says a lot because I was so really angry when that happened. But the game itself is still brilliant, and I would really love to play this game on the channel. Edna and Harvey, Harvey's New Eyes.
Okay.
That's the second Edna and Harvey game, and that is by far and away the worst bug in that game. And yet the rest of the game is so good, I not only forgive it, but I still think it's brilliant.
Okay. So we are on the last one now. They recommend it. It's from Chess. It was written in April of 2017. They have 39 hours on record. Never underestimate how epic a garden tool can be.
I mean, if you're in the know, you know. And if you're not in the know, you probably don't know. Are you in the know?
No, I'm not.
So you don't know.
No. Don't think I do.
How epic a garden tool can be. Now, what kind of tools do you associate with gardens?
Shovels.
You just said it right out the gate.
It's a shovel now.
I think it's Shovel Knight.
Yeah.
Shovel. Oh, specifically, the treasure. Just to explain,
Right.
the Treasure Trove edition is just all of the DLC put together with the actual main game. The
Yeah.
main game itself is called Shovel Knight.
Yeah, we'll give, yeah, that's full point. I think you got 2 wrong, but let me just scroll
Yeah,
up
let's
and
just quickly
check.
double check.
Um,
So I got Lords of Fallen wrong.
You got these, yeah,
And
you got,
Jedi Fallen
yeah,
Order.
Yeah, you got 2 wrong. So that is 1 point better than last time. Yay! So 8 out of 10. Still not the 10 out of 10 that you want.
Just to explain, you clicked the middle mouse button, and that's what was stopping you from going
Yeah,
down.
there you go.
So I got 8 out of 10, which still is a pretty respectable score.
Yes, and a point better than last time.
And there's a few reviews in there that I'm quite proud to have gotten. There were a couple that actually I find it really funny. If it wasn't for the fact that I personally encountered that Wendigo glitch, maybe
You
I
wouldn't
wouldn't have been
know.
able to guess.
So I'm guessing not everyone got that glitch, if that's the case.
You're guessing that
No,
what?
not everyone got
Well,
that glitch.
if you play through it without, like, if you play through that bit of the game talking to the guy who talks to you about the Wendigo to the guy who you need to ask, like, what's the Wendigo's weakness, without like taking a break, then it won't break. It's only if you save, exit, and then come back, I believe, that something goes wrong.
Oh, so just basically just keep playing.
Just keep playing and it'll be fine.
Okay.
But I also know how to fix it as well, so because I was really angry at that point in that game, because that was the only time I had to look something up in that game. I'd been doing the whole rest of the game without looking up any like walkthroughs or anything. I was at that bit and I was like, I don't know what's wrong. Look it up. Turns out to be a glitch. So I got the glitch sorted out, and then I was able to do the rest of the game without a walkthrough as well. So I still consider it, folks, that is one of the few point-and-click games, at least the tough ones, that I did without going to a walkthrough once. The only time I went to a walkthrough was when the game actually glitched, and I needed to actually learn that it was glitched so that I could actually fix the problem. You know? That's how I think of it. Anyway, so 8 out of 10, pretty good. The few of those I'm pretty proud on, and hopefully you guys enjoyed going along with this. So of course, if you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like. Subscribe to the channel in order to be able to see some of our other Let's Plays and maybe some more Steam review guessings in the future. This is Owen, also known as the Immortalium.
And Caitlin.
And bye-bye!
Bye.